I just want to share my very meaningful conversation with my children, my daughters. In 2010, during our summer trip to Florida, and we were having dinner, and we were talking about singers, entertainment business, and all those movie stars. And towards the end of our dinner, and one of my daughter asked me just out of nowhere, and hey, Daddy, why are we supposed to be a good person? At that time, I was not really expecting this. I was caught off the guard. And you might have so many answers as a parent, as a father, 9 and 10 years old, and your wife are sitting in so many ideas. So I was thinking about how can I answer this question. Then, as you know, all the time, there's an innocent Cherokee stories comes into our mind, and I started to talk about one of the Cherokee stories, and the father is telling the son, hey son, in each of us, there's a good bear and there's a bad bear. Good bear is kind, caring, and generous. And the bad bear is selfish, jealous, and angry. They're all fighting in each person. Then my daughter, eyes wide open, and hey, Daddy, which one is winning? And I reply, the one you feed is going to win. So basically, we are feeding those bears in our life every day. So my daughter's question is, if we are supposed to be a good person, so what makes us a good person and a bad person? This is a very important question. I just got that question, and carrying my life journey took place in 2010. Is it our title, positions, and any divine commands and laws and the rules are making us good or bad? Or our interaction every day with others? Others are meant to say, not only people, animals, our ecosystem, which is called, today's topic is the morality. If I would like to make an analogy about morality is a compass. The highways are the virtues. Virtues are care and dedication and compassion and kind, generosity. And also there are vices. Those are jealousy, selfish, and anger. And vices are dead ends. So basically you're driving and you go to follow the highways, but just you can get some dead ends sometimes. And so basically these are all the things. And the path and the roads you are choosing is going to shape in your character, your personality. So the bottom line, morality, virtues, and the character, they are all aligned in our everyday life. And when I look back my morality evolving and formation, when I was a child, I was born in Turkey in a middle-class family, and I was the only son, and I have two sisters, and I felt love, confidence, and freedom of the speech in my house, and I was the only youngest son. I was spoiled. And so actually, when I went to school, elementary school, I started to learn different things and get the line, wait, do your homework assignment, and look at other people in your desk you don't know because you only know your family members all your life, and you kind of just try to get to know them. It was very difficult, actually. Family, love, and trust, I felt, and I learned the rules in the elementary school and a little bit middle school. Then my secondary school started, and actually in secondary school, in high school, when I was a teenager, My parents just asked me, hey, you know what? You are going to work in the summertime and make the money. It was the first time I was thinking, I was spoiled so much with my parents, and why they're asking me to go work? Because, it's kind of a bit contradictory about their love and what they are trying to teach me. But don't worry. Still, we are going to give you every week money, whatever you are taking, and also, but the money you are going to make, it's going to be yours. It was so attractive for me because I saw the intention about them, what they are trying to do. Okay, they are not just asking me to make money, and still they are giving me money. And so then in summertime, 2 months, every summer, and I work in different factories, textile, automobile, and all those countries. Sometimes also I did the grocery. I was selling the grocery. And so what I noticed that at that time, because in the school, really, you don't notice all those different inequalities in the society. When I kind of saw employees and the workers and 12 hours, maybe 10 hours, they are working very hard and they are not making money. And the boss and the employers are profiting from this inequalities like in the society. I kind of look at it, how those bosses are dressing up, driving nice cars, and also how those employees are talking about their difficulties. I have two options right now, and if I'm going to be like the people are sitting at the top and looking at monitoring those employees and dress up nice and have flexible schedule, and the other people are working 12 hours diligently, and I choose to go to university and college. It was the only thing that really definitely my parents helped me after they gave me the support and the love and the trust. And I went to college in Istanbul. It's one of the metropolitan cities and very historical. And I was lucky to go to school, university, so many international professors and so many students. And I had opportunity to get to know European culture and the culture of different countries, Africa, the students. And also we studied biology and we studied history, philosophy. Then my morality level started to advance a little bit more global. First, the family. Second, understand the rules. And then global morality, what is going on in history and civilizations and empires and also the countries and how they were formed. So after that, I noticed that there are three important thinkers in the history really has taken the world and the humanity up until that college years. And I kind of, at that time, my feelings were like those thinkers really changed everything in between 15th and 16th centuries to 20th century, 400 years. One of those thinkers is Copernicus and Galileo. And they taught us Earth is not the center of the universe. And he was opposing the idea of the common sense. The Earth is at the center and other planets and the sun was revolving around and sun. Can you imagine at that time? You are thinking that right now you are stable and everything is rotating around you. You are at the center and somebody is claiming and finding out, hey, you know what? You are rotating like a Disneyland, like where we are going. Okay, we are so small. We are so scared. What is going to happen to us? If any planet is going to get crushed. Look at the unsafe. As I mentioned, morality is interaction and habits and conversations. So human being has been polarized. Look at how humanity in 500 years has been passed. One is you are not living at the center. And second thinker is Charles Darwin. Charles Darwin said that, hey, you know what? You have a common ancestor with the primates and the monkeys. You have common ancestry. And the human being just was getting over with this idea. Then almost like 100 and 200 years later, and are you really monkeys, like who we are, And their morality kind of switch in a way. Those thinkers came up with the idea. And third thinker is, in 19th and 20th century, Freud. Freud said that, you know what? Whatever Descartes said, I'm thinking, therefore I am, as you know, kind of took the attention of the personal freedom of the speech and free willing, and a human can do everything. And the Freud said that, no, you're not thinking, because there are some invisible forces and invisible feelings hidden in the corner of your mind is controlling you. Then a human kind of noticed that. The Freud said, you have a true persona within you. Id, ego, and superego. Look at those 400 years, between 1500 to 2000. Humanity and all this world has been through so many different developments. But at the same time, those thinkers shed the light. Thus, in this century, we have so many tools and media and transportation, and all these goods are being rotated in the world. And after this college years, and I started to work in different countries, in Uzbekistan, and also I came to the United States later on. I worked in Turkey, and I started my own tutoring company where I finished the college in Istanbul. Then after the Soviet Union actually collapsed, then Uzbekistan, Turkmenistan, so many countries, they got their freedom. And actually, I was thinking about that. My parents' roots come from over there, and probably I need to go over there to see. And I went to the country Uzbekistan, and I kind of noticed so much very big morality about their rich tradition and customs. And I saw generosity and hospitality. I experienced that. I worked there 3 years. I had an opportunity to go to international biology Olympiads in Germany, in Sweden, all different countries, as a jury member of the Uzbekistan. And I was young, 25, 26 years old, and I was able to communicate with every single professors from the world. And it kind of got me to feeling, you know what, I have to be also finishing getting my PhD and the doctorate after I was inspired those professors. And then, in my work experience, sometimes honesty is not being rewarded in some places, sometimes, and success and is rewarded, even with the manipulation. Sometimes good people are backstabbed, and unethical behaviors are excused. I kind of noticed this all my entire life in some of the times, especially in all my work experience and all these countries, and especially there are certain things that the power and the status people are having, they change. And even I witnessed with my closer friends that we were in the school, they kind of put the distance between their friends if they are kind of promoted to upper position, and they have some type of cognitive dissonance sometimes, Sometimes it's not contradicting whatever they do. This is called cognitive dissonance. It's very common, and people sometimes, they don't notice. And groupthink is very important, because in the groupthink that everything is so squeezed and nobody is trying to solve the problem. And this is called groupthink. And 6 people know the problem, but they are avoiding to come up with the idea. So all those organizational morality and the cultures also is added to the layer of my understanding. So when I came to Texas, COVID-19 started. And at that time, it was the first time rich and poor was worrying about one thing in the same time in the history. Every single continent and every single country, human being is at home. Like in the ancient world, they were in their caves. Similar. And we were at home. Rich cannot buy anything, even with the money. Rich couldn't transport, go to travel, and all the things has been shut down. And it was a moment for me, how I'm going to get over this with my family and myself. So later on, I started to study more deeply philosophy and history. And then later on, I started to tell myself, you know what, you're right. You should focus on yourself, not other people. You have to be understanding your weakness and the strengths. So this is very important part that I started to really, and I owe to a life coach who lived in 2,000 years ago, the Aristotle. And Aristotle, eudaimonia is flourishing. And eudaimonia is, it is not to have the power and the money in their life. It is the most beautiful thing is to have a well-being and be happy by doing good. How we are going to do this? With the practical wisdom. Practical wisdom is pronesis. Practical wisdom is to know what is good, when it is to do something is good and doing good. So those two ideas actually got me to do understanding about all Aristotle. Everything is about yourself, your happiness, but doing good. So you're going to make decide, and it is your overall your dignity and your own personal development. Then I had an opportunity to be part of the University of Birmingham in the program and character education master program. I got to know about their morals. Virtues are not only kindness, fair, and everything. Also, there are some other virtues, and those virtues are performance virtues, civic virtues, and also intellectual virtues. So basically, in any scenario, is any type of event and the time that we are not experiencing, you can cultivate and use those virtues to solve that problem and to be effective. And so, as an example, there's a homeless people are increasing in your society and in your city, and how you are going to solve this problem? First of all, giving money to those people is not going to solve the problem. You have to know in the civic virtues, go attend to seminars and write something letters and join some of the sessions. Then moral virtues have a compassion, and after that, your performance virtue, resilience, and hard work and perseverance is going to solve that problem. So I understood that there are certain components that we are learning every day, even like any type of person started to learn tennis and also started to play a guitar, you cannot expect that person play 100% good. Also, with the virtues and the character, we are learning every day, and we are all engaged in them. So I learned, first of all, to internalize all these things myself without justifying others. Thank you for listening. I appreciate it.